Yeah.
Okay.
So I love mythology. I love the archetypes. They are all living on us. Um, and the main idea in between this duality of Apollos and Dionysius, who actually are like two sides of the same coin. I like that because from one side you have Apollos, who is the nice guys. Everyone love him. Is light and um, and everyone wants to be Apollos during the day when everyone can see you. But then during the night, everyone wants to be Dionysius, who is the guy who is pleasure guy, who is the one who like parties, who like drunkenness, who like to be crazy actually too. And there is a side who no one want to show to someone else. It's like why? Because maybe in our Christian way of thinking, for those who think like that, Dionysius is like guilty. So if I do something for Dionysius, I'm like, I have to be ashamed of that.
Mm.
And at the same time, I don't know why, but I like the fact that uh, Jesus transform the water on wine, who wine is Dionysius in some point. So maybe there's a connection there. Anyway, so Apollos and Dionysius, we need to integrate both of them. We need to know when to show our Apollos to be accepted, and us in biodanza, we need to do this as biodanza teachers, as directors, because the culture where we're living will not accept so easy uh, a Dionysius shape, form. So we need to transform in a little bit of Apollos and show like biodanza is Apollos, and everyone knows when it get dark and the night came, Dionysius would come out to play. So that's why we call our company who deal with the biodanza schools Apollos, but at the same time the logos was like a sunset. So it was a game. Maybe I'm the only one in the planet to understand that, but I like that fact. Like a vivencia. Each time I will project a weekend as a didactician, I will be careful to, in all the weekend, to call as many archetypes I can. In Why? Because more and more you will taste and you will express through these different archetypes, more and more you will have more colors to your own identity. Your identity become bigger, greater, and more feelful of different, different kind of seeing the world. So um, only to be Apollos is good, but at the same time, maybe you will pass um, you will forget to get pleasure of life. You will have afraid of be dirty, for example, to play with clay or some, because Apollos is not that. Apollos is to look nice. Is maybe millennials have to be more Apollos because they're not taking care about what I'm about my image. I'm, for example, a white generation, and us white generation, we like to know why of everything, but imagen, your shape, what you look like, is important for you. Your style is important for you. That's why maybe Barack Obama became a president, because maybe he's not the best politician in the world, but he has style. And so the white generation who are the more present ones, they feel connected and they choose him because he's maybe the Apollo guy. But yes, so we need to balance that. We need to balance uh, light, shadows. We need to balance strength and sensitivity. And I think the wisdom of Yodanza is that Rolando take this from our dear friend Carl Jung and start to researching more and more and bringing the way of incorporating this through the dance, to make it feel in your body and not only in something who is in the mind, who is an idea, who is like, oh, what a wonderful idea, pause, blah, blah, blah. No, feel it. Feel you are beautiful. When you move, you have the grace, you have like your heart is connected with the sun. You show you are proud of this because it's what the culture wants of you. But then Dionysius came, and maybe what Dionysius wants is you feel great inside. You feel this pleasure inside, regardless what the people say. And that's why maybe he's not so well accepted by the culture, but maybe each person in that culture would love Dionysius. This is kind of, that's game. I like that. So, but at the same time, sometimes people tell me to me, Alejandro, you are very criticism with culture. The culture, yes, and maybe it's true, but the culture is not the fault of the culture to be like that. We are all building this culture, and we can choose what we wanted. But the fact is, when we arrived the first time here, no one asked us what we want to make this, and our father and mother told us it's like this. You have to follow the rules. But they didn't choose that rules neither. So we can little by little change that and make what we want and what we want to be, when we want the culture accept or not. So I can see, I have 40 years now, how many changes it have already passed through the culture in through all these years. And sometimes these changes is not fast enough archetypes to put it in the same class, to put it together. Dionysius and Apollos is the great example because they go together, like yin, like yang. And remember, they are not quite opposite, but they are complementary. It's complementary. I don't like opposite. It's like they're fighting each other to go away. And actually, they like to meet each other. I mean, Dionysius, of course, he will always, when he make a party, call to Apollos. Hey, Apollos, come to the party. It's going to be great. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put the best I have. And then, okay, it's there. So it's a friendship in between that. If not, it's going to be just an ugly orgy in this party, and it's not the main objective neither. So to try it, because some archetypes you will like it, you will love that. Oh, I like that archetype. It's so fun to play with the fire dance or whatever dance with any archetype, and that's mean that archetype you already have it in you, and it's the great possibility to express that more and more. And then there are going to be the other archetypes, a dance of an archetype who can, you don't like it very much. Taste that one, because that is the important one to you to improve in your identity, because it's the one who is less present. So in order to dance it, you will integrate a part of you already have who is not expressing itself enough. So let's say, for example, I like Apollos very much because I take care of me always. You know, girls who take care of the hair, who look, and Dionysius. Oh no, what the people will think. This is the worst. And maybe they start to try that. And in the beginning, it's going to be what is happening, and little by little, it will become. It will bring to you little secrets. Actually, in Vedanta, we have a special name for this, who is a kind of trastasis, who is is the acknowledge is to realize something so great, who is part of you, is a truth for you. It's not something you can apply to someone else. Your truth will working only for you, and this thing you will realize, it will change the way you see the world. Again, it will change the way you live your life, because this tiny, mind-blowing way of knowing you, this part of you who have been hidden not hidden because it's ashamed to show this, but because opportunity to show itself. So these dances is a game. It's a game to try it, to explore it in a safe environment with friends and people who are doing the same, exploring. And maybe it's the first time they are doing something. For example, femininity, masculinity is not only genders, it's maybe binary to talk like that, but it's actually also archetypes. That means I, as a man, I have to integrate the archetype of the woman. I have to integrate what that's mean for me. Women have a great intuition. They can see a panorama, because men, we are looking forward something. We want to hunt, and we are like looking like this, and we focus on something, and that's why we cannot do more than one thing at the same time. We do one thing at the same time, but well done, okay? But women can see possibilities, and they can do several things at the same times. I mean, so if I can integrate my women's side, maybe I can open my spectrum of seeing the world. In the same way, maybe a woman, if she can integrate what is the archetype of the man, can focus on something very specific, who sometimes for a woman is very hard. In the same way, for us, men, it's very hard to have our mind in different places at the same time. So, but we have all these possibilities. We have all these possibilities. So don't close yourself in only one archetype for you forever. I'm this and this is, but is more wide. That's why for the Greeks, who have this great intuition to make so many archetypes, so many emotion, in each of them will become a specific character and specific being. They call them gods. They are gods who are living in us. Is the way to integrate this is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means with entheos inside. Theos is God. Is with your inner God inside, who is expressing yourself. So for me, when you are dancing the archetypes, any archetypes, you like it or not, you are integrating your inner gods. So it's very powerful. It's an energy who is very powerful. All artists who are very good artists who touch the world with his magic wand are the ones who have integrated many archetypes inside, and you cannot put them in a box because they are not limited to something little. So why there's no more artists like this in the world? The way is simple, because sometimes people are afraid to integrate archetypes and they stay in the little box, like the culture said you to do, stay there. So experimenting the archetypes is the possibility to make this box bigger, if you want to think like this, but I prefer to think to get out that box and to see what's happening when you open your wings, what happens when you explore that thing. And there is so many that you will discover so many magical things you sometimes you didn't knew it was there.